Hollywood is built on the foundation of helping people mask their trauma and mental problems with the sheer magnitude of their talent. In the soul music industry, it is quite similar. Although some of your favorite soul artists made the best music, they also made nasty choices. Here are 20 nasty rumors about soul music legends. Number 20. Chuck Berry. Charles Edward Anderson. Berry was born on the 18th of October 1926. He was immensely talented and was dubbed the father of rock and roll. He redefined certain musical norms in the rhythm and blues genre. In 1987, Chuck was charged with maltreating a woman at New York's Gramercy Park Hotel. He was charged with inflicting harm so strong that she had 2 loose teeth and required 5 stitches. He pleaded guilty and paid a fine of $250. 3 years later, he was sued by several women who accused him of installing video cameras in the women's bathroom of his restaurant. Berry claimed it was for catching an employee who stole from him. Later on, the police raided his home and found packets of illegal substances and intimate videotapes of women. Number 19. Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis was born on the 29th of September 1935. He made record-topping hits and was nicknamed The Killer. He was a pioneer of rockabilly music. However, his career ended after he married his cousin. Jerry Lee Lewis was married 7 times, and his 3rd time was to 13-year-old Myra Gale Brown on the 12th of December, 1957. He was yet to finalize his divorce with his second wife, Jane Mitchum, when he married his cousin. After the divorce, he remarried Myra on the 4th of June, 1958. They had 2 children, Steve Allen Lewis and Phoebe Allen Lewis. As horrendous as it sounds, Myra gave birth to her son when she was only 14. After her son drowned in a pool at 3 years old, Myra filed for divorce. Number 18. Al Green. Al Green was born Albert Leorance Green on the 13th of April, 1946. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995 and had 11 Grammys through his music career. He was referred to as one of the most gifted purveyors of soul music on a museum site. He has also been described as the last of the great soul singers. Mary Woodson, Al's then-girlfriend, physically maltreated him in 1974. She was married with 3 children, but Al did not know this. Mary was angry with Al because he refused to marry her. She poured a pot of hot, boiling grits on him while he was in the bathroom getting ready for bed. Al Green got burns on his back, stomach, and arms. Shortly after the incident, Mary took her life with a gun. She had planned it all ahead of time because the police found a suicide note in her purse. This has to be one of the nastiest soul music couples in history. Number 17. James Brown. Although he was usually called the godfather of soul, he took substances to increase his energy. Whenever he got too high, he became harsh and erratic. Surprisingly, he held a strict no substances policy while performing for his bandmates. It probably was not taken too seriously because he took substances before climbing the stage. Bootsy Collins, Brown's bassist, and a few band members might have taken his words with a pinch of salt because they showed up to the shows high or slightly intoxicated. James Brown always accused them of using. Bootsy disclosed that one day, he decided to show Brown what a man high on substances looked like. "One day I just decided to drop acid to prove him right," Bootsy told The Guardian. "You had to be so tight with his music. There was no way you could play it when you were high. He called me into the back room and I was out of my mind. My bass had turned into a snake, and he fired me, but I just couldn't stop laughing. I don't remember what happened with the rest of that night." Number 16. Diana Ross. Diana Ross is known all over the globe as the Queen of Motown Records. She was the star lead of the Supremes for a long while. The Supremes were Motown's most successful act during the 1960s and are still recognized as one of the best-selling girl groups of all time. She is revered as an angelic voice and a heart of gold. She also got arrested for driving under the influence on the 30th of December 2002 in Arizona. She got arrested while she was undergoing substance use treatment at a local rehabilitation center. The case was not highly publicized, but she served a 2-day sentence near her estate in Connecticut. Number 15. Florence Ballard. Florence Ballard was a founding member of the Motown female group, the Supremes. She sang in most of their singles as a group and 10 of their #1 hits. She was removed from the group in 1967. Rumor has it that Diana Ross had a hand in her removal. Florence tried to go solo, but it was an unsuccessful attempt. She got signed to ABC Records, but they dropped her from the label eventually. In July 1971, Florence sued Motown for royalty payments she believed she was supposed to receive. The court ruled in favor of Motown, and Florence got nothing. Florence and her husband separated due to claims of maltreatment. Their home got foreclosed. Due to poverty and depression, she turned to drinking. She moved into her sister's house in search of a roof over her head. In 1974, Mary Wilson invited her to rejoin the Supremes. This time, Diana had gone solo. Florence did not mind joining them, but she would not sing. People began to discover that Florence was poor when word of her application for welfare benefits spread. She eventually lost her life to a heart attack and was still in the throes of financial misfortune. Number 14. Teddy Pendergrass. Teddy Pendergrass, popularly known as the Black Elvis Presley, was born in Philadelphia and lived most of his life there. He rose to fame as the lead singer of Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. He kept a tight grip on that fame with his intense appeal and the harem of women who always wanted to be around him. His wife eventually left him after his accident when she could no longer deal with it. Rumor had it that Teddy Pendergrass had displayed inappropriate behavior toward a trans woman who went by the name of Tenica Watson. They were both in his car on the day he had the accident that left him paralyzed. Many thought that the Black Elvis Presley, known for his fast life and reckless decisions, had been driving under the influence. The police disputed this. Number 13. Jackie Wilson. Jackie was born as Jack Leroy Wilson, a renowned figure in the soul. He was referred to as Mr. Excitement because of his ability to transition rhythm and blues songs into soul. He was one of the greatest performers in his lifetime and was described as a master showman. In 1975, while he was singing Lonely Teardrops, his heart failed him. At the part of the song where the lyrics sang, "My heart is crying," he collapsed to the floor. The audience thought it was all part of the act and cheered louder. Dick Clark noticed something was wrong and hurried to get him off the stage. Cornell Gunter noticed he was not breathing. Gunter tried to resuscitate him and get him to a doctor. Larry Heller eventually disclosed that Jackie wanted to sweat profusely during his concerts because Elvis Presley was always sweaty during performances. Jackie would take a handful of salt tablets and mix them down with a huge quantity of water. Thus, huge salt consumption led to an increased risk of heart disease. The situation was a tool for making jokes within Elvis Presley's circle. They did not care that the butt of the joke had lost a kidney and was spending the rest of his life in a coma. Number 12. Jackie's Crazy Girlfriend. Jackie started as a member of the rhythm and blues group Billy Ward and his Dominoes. He went solo and released some of the biggest hits in rhythm and blues history. On the Billboard Hot 100, 14 of his songs made the top 20 hits. 6 of those reached the top 10. In 1961, Jackie Wilson was shot by his girlfriend, Juanita Jones, who also happened to be Sam Cooke's ex-girlfriend. Juanita was obsessive and started acting violently toward him after he returned her to his home in Manhattan. Wilson's management claimed that Juanita was a crazy, obsessed fan who felt entitled to Jackie. They did so to help Jackie's reputation. They claimed he had stepped in to help her because she was about to shoot herself. Rumor has it that he lost a kidney because Juanita shot at him. It was a close call. He could have lost his life from the shot. Number 11. Joe Tex versus James Brown. Joe Tex was born Joseph Arrington Jr. He became a Muslim later and changed his name to Yusuf Haziz. Joe Tex and James Brown had an intense rivalry, and it did not cool down till the end of their careers. They were both signed to the same label, the Associated Imprints of King Records. They got the opportunity when James asked Joe for a battle during a dance at a local juke joint. Between 1960 and 1961, Joe recorded the ballad, "Baby, You're Right." James also recorded it and released it. He changed the lyrics and composition and gave Joe Tex co-songwriting credits. James Brown took singer B. Ford. She was married to Joe but divorced him in 1959. Shortly after, James Brown sent a note to Joe saying he was done with B and could now have her back. Joe responded with a diss song, "You Keep Her." In 1963, the rivalry scaled to greater heights. Joe Tex opened the show with a torn cape, rolling on the floor and screaming, "Please, somebody help get me out of this cape." He was mocking James. James left the club and came back with guns. They caused chaos, and many were shot and stabbed. But Joe Tex was no longer in the club. He left before James arrived. James paid a lot of money to cover up the incident. Rumor has it that James Brown stole Joe Tex's dance moves. Number 10. Etta James Etta Hawkins started her career in 1954. She was intentional about making it big through music. She performed frequently at Nashville rhythm and blues clubs from the 1940s to the 1960s. She sang in different genres. Her talent cut across the boundaries established by genres. In the 1960s, Etta was in the clutch of a very toxic relationship with heroin. She forged prescriptions, bounced checks, and made false promises just to get her fix. Rumor has it that she even stole from her friends for her usual dose of heroin. In 1966, she got arrested for the fake checks and was ordered to pay a $500 fine. In 1969, she spent 10 days in jail for violating her probation. Her husband, artist Millis, also took substances. He served a 10-year sentence for heroin possession. He bore the brunt for himself and Etta. In 1973, while her husband was still locked up, she was arrested for possessing illegal substances. The following year, she was sentenced to treatment instead of prison. She spent 18 months at the Tarzana Psychiatric Hospital, and something changed. Number 9. Aretha Franklin. Aretha Louise Franklin was honored as the Queen of Soul and twice named by Rolling Stone magazine the greatest singer of all time. Her songs had a global impact, but rumor has it that Aretha Franklin was intimately mistreated as a child. At the age of 12, Aretha got pregnant with her first son, Clarence, after her father. In her will, she later revealed that the father of her first son was Edward Jordan. In 1957, she had another child named Edward Franklin. Aretha never liked to speak about her early pregnancies and the circumstances that led to her getting pregnant. Her sons had Franklin's last name. While she tried to build her career and live a normal life, her grandmother and sister helped raise the children. She eventually had 2 more children. Her third son, Ted White Jr., he was the product of her marriage to Theodore White. Her fourth son, Keekhoff Cunningham, is the son of Aretha's road manager, Ken Cunningham. Number 8. Aretha Franklin and rivalry. Aretha Franklin may have been one of the most recognized soul legends in music, but she had a thing against maintaining relationships with her colleagues. There have been rumors circulating that Aretha saw Barbra Streisand and Dionne Warwick as rivals. When her duet with Whitney Houston did not make impressive sales, she blamed it on Whitney's immaturity as an artist. At Whitney's funeral, Dionne commented, mentioning Aretha. She said, "Rhee's not here, but she is here. She loves Whitney, as if she were born to her. She is her godmother." Aretha was not happy with the explanation. The singer allegedly sent a lengthy fax more than 5 years later to express her disapproval. She called Dionne's statement libelous and found it lousy. She claimed she met Whitney Houston when she was only a child and was far too busy to be anyone's godmother. She said Dionne knew what she was doing when she made that statement. She also disclosed that she could not attend the funeral because she had swollen feet and had to rest, so she would perform at Radio City Music Hall that night. Dionne Warwick's statements to Aretha were damaging and deserved to be addressed. She also mentioned that Dionne had proceeded to hug her, and Aretha responded with the words, "Oh, hell no, you couldn't be serious." Aretha did not feel obligated to hug her because they were never friends, and she did not think Dionne liked her. Rumor has it that Aretha Franklin never liked it when her counterparts appeared to be doing better than she was. She was quick to place people on the shit list. As for Dionne Warwick, her representative said, "Dionne cannot even dignify a response to Miss Franklin's perplexing and ridiculous statement." That was the beginning and immediate end of what could have been a friendship between 2 musical powerhouses. Number 7. Sam Cooke. Samuel Cooke was one of the most influential soul artists of his time and made a refining impact on the genre. He had 29 singles that all charted on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. 20 more singles dominated the top 10 spots in Billboard's Black Singles chart. Sam Cooke passed away quite suddenly. Sam was shot on the 11th of December, 1964, at the Hacienda Motel. The police arrived at the scene after receiving 2 calls, one shooting and another kidnapping. The motel's manager, Bertha Franklin, admitted to shooting him in self-defense. According to her account, Sam banged on her office door yelling, "Where's the girl?" He was referring to the lady he arrived with, Elisa Boyer. Elisa had called the police minutes before to report a kidnapping of the owner of the hotel called the police. Bertha responded that no one was in the office except her. Sam was mad and did not believe her. He forced his way into her office. He appeared naked save for a shoe and a sports jacket. He grabbed her and demanded to know Elisa's whereabouts. She tried to free herself from his strong grip, and they ended up on the floor. She got up, ran to retrieve her gun, and shot at his chest. Sam looked surprised, saying, "Lady, you shot me." He tried to advance her again, but she hit him with a broomstick and he fell to the floor. That was his end. Rumor has it that the Cooke's family sensed foul play. They did not believe the accounts of the manager or the lady Sam had taken to the hotel. Elisa Boyer even accused the deceased of intimately mistreating her and keeping her in his motel room against her will. Etta James went to see Sam's body and revealed that Sam Cooke's body looked too bruised and battered to be just a gunshot hit to the head. He looked beaten up. Was there foul play? We'll never know. Number 6. Ike Turner. IZR Luster. Ike Turner Jr. is known as an artist, record producer, talent scout, and most of all for his time with Tina Turner. Rumor has it that Ike Turner was married 14 times. His first marriage was at the young age of 16. He usually married another woman before he had the chance to divorce the other. He said of his early marriages, "You gave a preacher $2, the papers cost $3, that was it." In those days, African Americans did not bother with divorces. His famous relationship with Tina Turner did not begin like most regular relationships. At first, Tina was just a housemaid who was pregnant for her boyfriend. This boyfriend also lived with them. So did Ike's girlfriend. Rumor has it that they had an affair. Thus began the rocky relationship between Tina Turner and Ike Turner. Ike once admitted to hitting Tina if she carried a sad face for too long and wouldn't share the problem. Ike was just intense in all the wrong ways. Number 5. Rick James. James Ambrose Johnson's stage name was Rick James. As a young boy, he served as an altar boy and choir member at St. Bridget's Catholic Church. His father, James Ambrose Johnson Sr., was estranged from Rick's family when he was only 10. His mother began to work double time to provide for the house. The fate of their household turned around when he became a global hit with songs like Super Freak. He is also known for his soulful ballads like Fire and Desire and Ebony Eyes. Rick James's artistry and passion did not do anything to the substance use he suffered since he was a teenager. In the 60s, he was heavy on cocaine. He revealed he spent $7,000 weekly for 5 years on substances. It not only affected his physical health, but it also did a number on his mental health. On the 2nd of August, 1991, James and his girlfriend, Tanya Hijazi, were arrested. Rumor has it that they held a 24-year-old woman named Frances Alley hostage for 6 days. They tied her up, forced her to engage in intimate activities, and used her legs and abdomen as an ashtray for their crack cocaine pipe. It was, in reality, as terrible as it sounded. Number 4. Bobby Womack. Bobby Womack was the lead singer in his family's musical group, the Valentinos. He became Sam Cooke's guitarist and continued to rise from there. His career stretched over 60 years. Only 77 days after Sam Cooke's tragic passing, Bobby was just 20 years of age when he attempted to marry Sam's widow. She was 10 years older than he, but the duo wanted to get hitched as soon as possible. Bobby even wore one of Sam's suits to the courthouse. The Los Angeles County rejected their application for a marriage license because Bobby was not yet 21 and did not have his parents' permission to wed. They waited until he turned 21. A day after his birthday, they went to court and got married. This union was seen as a scandal, and many music execs did not want to participate, at least not publicly. Bobby's family and friends deserted him. Sam Cooke's family, who were mourning the terrible loss of their son, was also enraged by Bobby's decision. His brother and David Cooke attacked him at a hotel to prove their disapproval. In Bobby's defense, he claimed he had initially gone to console Cooke's widow with fear that she might harm herself. The couple eventually separated. Rumor has it that Barbara found Bobby having an affair with her daughter, Linda Cooke. This led to a fight. Barbara fired a gun at her young husband, and the bullet grazed his head. The relationship between mother and daughter became permanently severed after that situation. Number 3. Johnny Ace. Johnny Ace was one promising young man. His songs like My Song, Cross My Heart, and Pledging My Love changed the direction of post-war rhythm and blues music. He gained fame and amassed wealth at a young age. He got married to his wife at 21 and eventually left his family to live his life. He was known for womanizing and shooting at road signs with his gun. He went on tour, and after the tour he performed at the City Auditorium in Houston, Texas, on Christmas Day in 1954. During set breaks, he would play with his gun. Rumor has it that Johnny Ace took his life while playing Russian roulette. Curtis Tillman, a bassist, witnessed and gave his account of the event. He said, "I will tell you exactly what happened. Johnny Ace had been drinking, and he had this little pistol he was waving around the table. Someone said, 'Be careful with that thing,' and he said, 'It's okay, gun's not loaded, see?' and pointed it at himself with a smile, and bang! Sad, sad thing. Big Mama ran out of the dressing room yelling, 'Johnny Ace just ended his life.' Big Mama Thornton, in her statement and the book The Late Great Johnny Ace, disclosed that Johnny had indeed been playing with the gun. According to her, he pointed at his girlfriend and another woman sitting nearby, but didn't fire. Then he pointed the gun at himself. He bragged that he knew which chamber was loaded. Turns out, he was wrong about that. Number 2. Sly Stone's. Sylvester Stewart is the brain behind Sly and the Family Stone. He is credited with pioneering funk fusion with soul, psychedelia, gospel, and rock elements. A media outlet once disclosed that James Brown may have invented funk, but Sly Stone perfected it. He has received immense positive reviews on his music, but experienced a great fall from grace. The Sly and the Family Stone team was going great for a while. Until most of them began to use hard substances, different members of the group would not show up for rehearsals or the show themselves. Live bookings for Sly and the Family Stone dropped since 1970. They had adopted a reputation for missing the gig completely or passing out on stage from excessive substance use. In 1970, 26 out of 80 concerts were canceled. Many others started late. At some of the concerts, the audience began to riot if the band did not show up or if they finished earlier than usual. Sometimes, Sly would walk out of the set and not return. Ken Roberts became the band's promoter and general manager because no one wanted to represent the erratic, unpredictable group. In January 1975, the band booked the Radio City Music Hall in New York. There was very low attendance. Who wanted to pay money for tickets to a concert that could leave you with anger issues? The group had to source money to return home. After the poor attendance at Radio City, the group parted ways. Rumor has it that Sly Stone was in severe poverty and homeless. In the 2009 documentary Coming Back for More, Sly's financial situation was revealed to the public. There were claims that Sly was living off welfare while he moved between cheap hotels and a camper van. The documentary further revealed that Stone's former manager, Jerry Goldstein, cut off Sly's access to royalty payments, which inadvertently led Sly to his situation. In a New York Post publication in September 2011, Willem Alkema disclosed the van's location. The van is parked on a residential street in Crenshaw, the rough Los Angeles neighborhood where Boys End the Hood was set. A retired couple makes sure he eats once a day, and Stone showers at their house. Some assumed that Jerry Goldstein had withheld Sly's royalties because, at that time in their lives, most members of the Family Stone were suffering from substance use, and that was what led their career to its drastic end in the beginning. Number 1. Marvin Gaye. Marvin's tragic demise seemed like it came right out of a scene from a horror film. Marvin was named after his father, Marvin Gaye Sr., and their relationship was a bitter one. Marvin Sr. was a strict Christian minister but also a cross-dresser. The combination was not of much help to Marvin Jr. growing up. He suffered a lot of bullying. Marvin Sr. hated that his son was a musician. He never supported his career even when he was very successful in it. Marvin Jr., from childhood trauma and maltreatment, had a heightened sense of paranoia. He felt someone was out to end his life at every turn. He wore bulletproof vests whenever he was not on stage. When he returned home to take care of his recovering mother, he was forced to share the house with his father. The two were at loggerheads most of the time, and when Marvin Sr. kicked Marvin out of the house, he threatened that none of his children would touch him, or else he would end their lives. It was not a light threat. Marvin returned home, and one day, in a bid to defend his mother, he beat up his father. His father went into his room, took out a gun, and shot him twice. Rumor has it that Marvin's last words were, "I got what I wanted. I couldn't do it myself, so I had him do it. It's good. I ran my race, and there's no more left in me." Which of these rumors surprised you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do not forget to like the video, share it, and subscribe to this channel for more entertaining content. Before you go, watch the other videos on your screen.